time on your childhood, but I do want to talk a little bit about how you came to be.
Yeah.
So you grew up in the other Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, California.
Yes.
Yeah, which a lot of people don't know
Nobody knows
exists.
that.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
People only know it if they grew up in the Bay Area and they ever took the Pittsburgh Bay Point train.
Right.
That's how people
yes.
know about it. It's that city on
Okay.
on BART.
Yeah. And how was it that? How
Yeah,
was growing up there?
so you know what? It's a really interesting paradox because Pittsburgh, I have so many amazing things that came into my life from growing up in Pittsburgh. Like, it's one of the most diverse cities in all of the United States.
Really?
I think at one point it was on like the top 12 or something like that, and even just in California. And so what was interesting about that is I truly, like, when we were growing up, I had Jewish friends. I was the secretary of the Filipino American Club. I'm not Filipino, but that wasn't
That wasn't
weird.
odd.
It wasn't
Yeah.
weird. Like, everybody was just mixed. I was in quinceañeras. Like, we did all these different things. My best friend was Vietnamese. So growing up with that kind of diversity was amazing because it's kind of shows you this melting pot of what the world can be.
Right.
I really genuinely, when I was growing up there, really thought racism was like non-existent until I moved out of there and moved to LA. I really didn't know. And so that's a big benefit. But on the, shadow side of things, there was a lot of violence. There are gunshot holes on the outside of the house that I grew up in. Grew up in a home with domestic violence, and something that I think a lot of people deal with is that, and also alcoholism in my family. And so there was a lot of trauma, a lot of love. My parents did the best that they could. They tried so hard. And I think about how young they were. When they're 23, I can barely even imagine having a dog now,
Right.
and my mom had me when she was 23. So it was just, it was rough growing up in that environment. I think one of the toughest things was growing up knowing that I was gay at a really young age. Honestly, people knowing I was gay before I even knew what gay was. And
How did they know that?
I have no idea. I guess it just comes bleeding off of me. But I
You
actually
have siblings.
I have siblings. Yeah.
3 others?
3. So I have 3 younger and 1 older.
Okay.
Yeah, and
And you were different from them in that
yeah.
way?
Yeah, different. And this was the thing. I remember the first time, first time. I don't think I've ever told this story. I remember the first time I ever got called gay. And it was when I was in 2nd grade. I was on the playground and we were playing Foursquare, and I had just switched from private school to public school because my parents got divorced and my mom couldn't afford private school anymore. And I'm on the playground playing Foursquare, and it was like these 5th graders there, and I'm the new boy at school. And they're like, "Oh, he gay. He gay." And I was like so confused. I'm like, "What's gay?" Like, I literally was asking people, "What's gay?" And so they, the bullies, of course, go in on this joke. And they're like, "Oh, it means you're happy. It means you're happy." So I start, my dumb ass, naive, start going, "Oh yeah, I'm gay. I'm gay," because I'm trying to be like, "Yeah, I'm happy to be here. I belong at this new school." So I'm walking around all day saying I'm gay, and everyone kind of knows, that what's going on except for me. And I go home and go to my mom. Now imagine this. I go, "Mom, guess what? I'm gay." Oh, that didn't go well, And so my mom was like, "No, you're not. No, you're not. No, don't you ever say that. That's the disease that God gives bad people who are going to hell. And so, you're going to get HIV." And I'm like, "What's HIV?" And she starts telling me about AIDS. And so,
And how old are you?
in 2nd grade,
In 2nd grade, wow.
And so my first ever understanding of gay was that it was something that I needed to be embarrassed about, something people were joking about, something that God gave me because I'm a bad person, something because whatever. I didn't really know anything about it, but I just knew that everyone was calling me, whatever it was, people were calling me it. And then when I came to understand more of what it was and realizing that that's who I was, I fought it for a long time, and that was, I think, one of the biggest challenges of my life. And I think what a lot of queer people deal with is growing up, the thing that I practiced most, and I think most queer people, what we practice most is being someone else so that we can be accepted.
Yeah.
And so then for a lot of us, what our greatest life challenge becomes is learning how to be authentic and learning how to be our real selves, because we've practiced our whole childhood learning how to shape shift so that we can feel safe, so we can feel loved, so we can belong. And so anyway, that's kind of the gay story, how it all happened.